Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another beginning of another free-to-playthrough. Elder Scrolls Online this time. We can be a Breton. They have affinity for the arcane. We can use an orc, heavy armor, sprinting weapon and spell damage, weapon proficiency, health and stamina, red guard, sword masters, bonuses, shield, stamina recovery, improvement, blah, blah, blah. That's the first alliance. Second alliance would be High Elf. High Elf? Wood Elf. Khajiit has gold. If you have... has goods if you have gold. There we go. I will resist the impulse in the past when I streamed. Last time I streamed ESO, quite a while ago. I was playing a Khajiit and could not stop talking in a bad Khajiit accent. I'll try to not do that. The Imperial is available for purchase. Well, isn't that just nifty? And the Ebonheart Pact, Argonian, Lizard Folk, Dark Elf, Nord. Bonuses for two-handed weapons, duration effects from drinks, physical spell, and frost resistance. Ultimate generation as well as base health and stamina. Well, I'm thinking more magical-ish, as I normally am. Hey there. I don't know what all is included. This was the version that was recently... Maybe it may even be still available to claim from the Epic Games Store. I'm not sure if it's still available or not. I think so. I think that was just a few days ago. Like, they change on Thursdays, so... so I'm not sure what is included in this free-to-play. But I think I'm going to play a Breton. Class. Let's see. Dragon Knigget, Templar, Warden. Cannot play Arcanist. That's the new one. I know that. Sork, Nightblade, Necro. Necro also not playable without purchase. Arcanist requires, purchase. Necro requires purchase. Warden. Defender of the Green. Yeah, that's not me. Sork, I think. I'm not sure about the dress, but okay. I hope it fixes it. Headache's no fun, especially migraines. I get really, really not at all bad migraines. I have friends who get utterly crippling ones, and I feel myself fortunate in that I don't get those. Body. Oh, large. Definitely large and not thin and not muscular. I'm a chubby, clearly. Skin color. That's a little more pale. That's more like me. Not seeing any body markings, so it's just tattoos, right? None of those, I think. Torso size, chest size, gut size. Well, as always, I'm trying to sort of play myself, so we increased the gut size. The rest of my body is relatively normal, all things considered. Face type. Oh, soft, for sure. I mean, come on. I have a potato on top of my neck. Hair color. White, obviously. The voice. I'm not actually in the sitting on the John, so I don't need to hear that sound. They have really odd choices of vocalizations, don't they? Oh, that's definitely me. Not really. There we go. The appropriate hairstyle. Age, oh dear me. I'm not quite that old. I mean, I'm pretty old, but I don't have much in the way of, like, forehead wrinkles yet. I have a very young face. Oh, you know, let's go through these one at a time here. No, the 5 o'clock shadow isn't my thing. That's probably going to be as close as we're going to get, don't you think? Well, we could simply call that Steam Game Syndrome. And I don't even want to think about how many I've got. Exactly like that. Alright, so was I about here? Yeah, I think that's about as close as we're realistically going to get for where I am right now. I only got 2 in the sale this year, and I just finished playing Dredge last night. That's one of them. The other is Dave the Diver, and I'll probably stream that sometime in the future. Eyes, well, my eyes are blue, so we'll go with that blue. That's as close as we can get. Those numbers all look fine. The nose, I've got a wider nose than this guy does, so we'll widen that out some. It would be interesting to spend some real time and see how close I could get to my actual face. The rest of it seems fine. I think all I need is a name. Name cannot be too short. So, wow. No letters at all is too short. What the hell's up with that? I'm sure this is taken. I'm sure it's going to tell me that this is taken. It's probably already taken by me, actually. Probably also taken. Yeah. What they really should do is have a pre-check. Just automatically, as you're typing it, check. Some of them do that. As you're typing the name in, they're checking to see if it's available. Mm-hmm. I bet at least 2 out of those 3 are already taken by me. Possibly all 4 so far. Let's see. Let's see. No. I should have given this more thought. Hey, it's available. I got into, I think, the very first beta for the game.
Oh, thank the stars.
And they made a lot of changes, and I played every beta, and I played at launch, and I've played 4 or 5 times through, and I can just never stick with it. It's not a game that historically I've had, you know, a lot of... doesn't have much of a stickiness factor for me. Norianwe.
There you are. On your feet. I know magical translocation can really upset the stomach. Just take a moment and get your bearings, all right?
I know I have... I think I still only bought Skyrim once. I think I have all the rest of them as well. Where am I?
The Isle of Bolfiera, home of Clan Barini. I apologize for the cramped accommodations.
This is not the classic opening.
We pride ourselves on courtesy, but circumstances here have taken a turn for the bizarre. I needed to make sure you weren't a danger to yourself or others.
I'm a danger to others. This is an MMORPG. I'm going to be killing lots and lots of things. I'm obviously a danger to others.
You might not be so eager to escape once you hear what's going on. You arrive via a portal, along with a deitric beast called Shiazel. It seized control of our golems and unleashed them on the island. If I free you, will you help me stop Shiazel?
Yes, set me free and I'll help. Set me free, why don't you, babe? You just keep me hanging on.
Wise choice. Just give me a moment. There. That should unlock the door. When you're ready, follow me.
If I could walk that way. So we don't start in hell anymore. Okay. That's a change. I have completed following Norianwe. I don't think I got any XP for that, though. I've been ripped off.
There you are. Free as a spring cricket. I hope you intend to keep your word. We'll need each other out there. Of that I'm certain. The name's Norianwe.
Yeah, I could tell. It was on the screen.
Of Clan Durini. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Where are we headed?
We're bound for a place called the Key Rights Gallery. But first, I need to know you can defend yourself. Hurtling through the Orbis and falling flat on your ear left you a bit scattered.
Well, it happens.
And we'll work out the cobwebs. Fair?
Sure, but I have some questions.
Of course. I can't promise total transparency, but I'll be as forthcoming as I can.
Transparency? I see right through her. You said something about golems. What's going on here exactly?
Would it frustrate you to hear that I have no idea? We Dureni are cautious by nature, so the Isle of Bolfiera has many defenses. Magical stone guardians protect many of our sacred sites. But somehow, this Daedra found a way to turn them against us.
Can you describe the Daedra? Shiazel?
Ugh, do I have to? If I recall my studies correctly, I'd say it's a harvester. A huge serpentine creature that feeds on souls and magicka.
That doesn't sound
great. It finds a way
great.
to consume the energies of the gallery. We will be in very serious trouble.
You mentioned a Key Rights Gallery? What is that place?
The Key Rights Gallery is an ancient substructure of Bolfiera Island, built long before my clan arrived.
Why is it called the Key Rights Gallery? And why am I taking my time when there's like an emergency outside, other than I have questions and I can click on them?
On account of all the doors. The gallery's full of ancient gates, each with some arcane connection to places in Tamriel and beyond. Once the gates came to life, rifts opened. You fell out of one of them. The Daedra, Shiazel, emerged from another.
How'd you escape?
I cast an incantation of the steed, snatched you up, and fled as fast as my feet would carry me. I heard the Daedra cursing, followed by some kind of explosion, but I didn't look back. I hope the gallery is still standing.
And what are you doing here?
Nothing irresponsible, if that's what you're asking. I'm a member of Clan Dureni's Intelligence Guild, the Cinderil. More scholar than spy, I assure you. I was conducting some research in the gallery, then pop! You and that monster arrived.
Why were you studying this place?
The gallery's always been a place of special interest for the guild, but we never quite cracked how it worked. Despite the dangers, this is our greatest breakthrough to date. The guild master will be ecstatic.
Yes, he'll be delighted, despite the fact that there's a Daedra here and the world is exploding and all that other good stuff. Let's see, what do we have? Sword and shield, not my shtick, man. Great axe. How brutal. Daggers? Oh, well, stabby. Stabby does sound like fun. Bow, I'm thinking no. Fire staff. Healing staff. Well, I was hoping for something in a cold rather than fire. Fire's so primitive. But oh well, we use what we have to.
Larger weapons like staves and great axes will take both hands to use. You can pair smaller weapons with a shield.
E to
or
equip or
another weapon of that
use.
size. The choice is
Right click
yours.
when selecting an item to view more actions. Mark unwanted as junk. I'll equip that.
Yes, I think that one suits you. If you change your mind, feel free to take any other weapon you want. Now, let's find a spot to practice.
Well, I'll take the healing staff as well. I might want that later. A little bit of practice can't hurt, you know. Oh. Wow. Oh. He looks friendly.
Nothing prepares you for moments like this. I'm glad you're here with me.
I'm not. I followed her. Oh, I seem to be not hitting this. Maybe it's not alive yet.
This is as good a place as any. Now, prepare yourself, and I conjure up a dance partner.
Oh, okay.
Let's begin. Quickly now, strike the console. Impressive. Well done. Brilliant. Now do it again.
Okay. I'm doing it as fast as I can, if you'll pardon the phrase.
Ready yourself. Block. Quick.
Blocked it, haha! Charge up!
You're unnatural.
I'm unnatural?
Keep up the defense. Give it everything you've got.
Did she say I'm unnatural?
Great.
That seems mean.
Wonderful. Block it, strike. Use your heaviest attack. Now some foes will try to restrain you. Quickly, break free. Ha! You're unstoppable. Prepare yourself. You broke loose. Again, make ready. You're every bit the warrior I thought you'd be.
She's really easy to impress.
Now, again. Expertly done. Swiftly now. Interrupt it. That was quite a blow. Again. Halt its attack. When your enemy prepares an attack, strike. Interrupting their attack will set them off balance. Good. Now destroy it. Well done. Come speak with
Ding
me.
2! I got Forgotten Adventurer's leggings. I got pants, guys. Level 2 rewards are available. An attribute point and a skill point. I'll claim those. Hey there. Good evening and welcome. Thank you for the raid. Hi, guys. Just playing a little bit of the free-to-play ESO since I got a free copy from Epic Game Store. That's not a just. That's a you. You're welcome. I want to increase my magicka. How many points do I have? Does it say where I have points? Oh, attribute points 1. We'll increase my my magicka. You'll note one of my issues with the game when they went to level scaling. Look at these numbers. I just went from level 1 to level 2. I have 20,000 in my stats. Maybe if you're going to do level scaling, which can be done, but adding it to a game where it doesn't have it initially is tough. And they can't even be bothered to scale the stats, even if that doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, that does not sound good. The task manager should not be freezing up under any circumstance. Although certainly a GPU driver bug can cause that. I have attribute points. I spent those. We'll commit the points. Okay. And skill points. Skill lines allow you to customize your combat style to fight the way you want. You can select abilities to learn more about what they do. Right. Crystal Shard. Yeah, I sharded myself. Sorry. Advanced abilities. Let's see. Crystal Shard. Summon Unstable Familiar. Command the powers of Oblivion to send a Daedric Familiar to fight at your side. Familiar attacks deal 618 damage. Once summoned, you can activate the Familiar special ability for 3,510 magicka, dealing a bunch of shock damage every 2 seconds. Ah, big dot. Familiar remains until killed or unsummoned. Oh, I kind of like that. I like the summoner bit, I think. Yeah, I like that. Alright, we'll now speak back to Norianwe again.
With moves like that, the Daedra doesn't stand a chance. Yes, I'd say we're ready to set out.
Where are we headed now?
To reach the Keyride's gallery, we have to make it out of this ruin and across a wide field full of the golems I mentioned. With any luck, we'll be able to slip past them. But I'm not all that lucky, so I'm sorry in advance.
Alright, we'll head there next. What can we expect to encounter in the gallery?
Well, it begins with a door, the first of many. The only way to access the gallery is through a mysterious gateway. Once we pass through that initial door, we'll step into a huge vault. This is the part that worries me most.
I'm going to ask why it worries her, but I'm pretty sure it's because there's a Daedra in there.
I believe Shyazel, the Daedric creature that's causing all this mischief, may have nested itself in there. So be prepared to fight.
Will dealing with a Shyazel pacify the golems?
I can't say anything with certainty, but ridding the world of an otherworldly abomination can't hurt, right?
I'm going to give her that one.
Its influence might linger for a time, but the golems should return to normal before too long. Hopefully.
Let's go. Well, first, I know there is a setting that will allow me to have the skill bar up at all times. So let's find that. Interface. Display name. There. Chat bubbles. Performance. Nameplates. Quest giver icons on. All that stuff is on. Chat bubbles. I actually like that. Performance, okay. Gameplay. Combat cues are on. Double tap to dodge is on. Quick cast ground abilities. Tutorials are temporarily on. Nameplate social. Combat ability bar. I always want it on. Always on, please. Always on. I now have a familiar, I think. Do I see the familiar anywhere? Oh, there he is. He's an ugly little spud, isn't he? Who's an ugly little spud? You are. I have to lead Norianwe outside. All right, here we go, Norianwe. Presumably we learn about stealthing here. Me and my spud, who needs a name, by the way. From everything, I mean, I think I'm in the minority in that it's never been able to grab me. It has a very, very large, loyal following.
One of the stray golems. We might want to sneak past it.
I'm now sneaking. Wait, what's that? Oh, that's a trap. I'll go back to sneaking. Where am I supposed to be going is the question. Well, there she is. Okay, I'm supposed to be headed out here, presumably. Yes. No, they had a big fix a few years back that brought a lot of people back into the game. I'm in the minority. I feel that going into the level scaling took away much of the charm of the game. But most people seem to like it. For me, in every game when they tack on level scaling and it's not built into the game from the start, it always takes away from the game. That's a me thing. That's by no means universal.
Almost there. Let's hurry.
Well, do you want me to hide or to hurry? Make up your mind. Well, I don't think I need ash, so we'll leave the ash in there. Oh, is that the... That looks like that might be the Daedra.
Right. The entrance to the Keyride's gallery should be east of here. Let's set out.
More ash. There's a butterfly. We have a burning blue flame. We have... That should be a golem. And that might be a golem as well. That sort of looks like a tiger. Where... Okay, she's standing up now. Ah, third person, better field of view. That's a golem champion. I'm a little hesitant in facing off against something that's a champion. That's a saber cat.
Stay on your guard, my friend. These golems can't be reasoned with, and there are lots of them.
Thanks.
Stay on your guard, my
Yeah.
friend.
I was trying to search the saber cat, not that I... Rawhide scraps. Sure, why not? My Daedric summoning is increased to 2. I mean, I should resummon my dude? Ah. Got it. I guess that's not... That one's not active. That one is. Ooh, lightning bolts, you tricky little bastard. Summon unstable familiar, increased to rank 2. So I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt that that means that it actually increased its level. Alright, this one is alive. Alive-o.
Careful. Game wardens often set traps around here.
Thanks. I can see a trap. I will avoid the trap. Well, can I disarm it? I'll try. I disarmed it. We got anything over here worth looking at seeing if we can steal? She's a healer. Just wanted to see if, like, you know, we've got items and stuff sitting around. Arm cops. Bracers. What the hell's an arm cop? A jack. Breeches. Cuirass. Jerkin. That's leather. Weapons. Ooh, an inferno staff. That sounds even better than a fire staff, doesn't it? Maybe that's just me, but it sounds better. Pauldrons. Let's see. So, rawhide bracers are medium. Destroy. Rawhide arm, that's medium. I don't want medium armor. Come on, do I look like a medium armor user? I don't think so. Oh, I never did put on my Forgotten Adventurer's leggings. Wow. Those are sexy. Maple Inferno staff is slightly more damage. So sure. We'll equip it. That's a cuirass. The jerkin is medium. Is the jack light? No, it's medium as well. We'll stick with light, you know. I'm all castery, so... that thing is alive-ish. I mean, it's a golem, sure. Aha! Moved out! Got out of the way! Loser! Wait. Oh. I thought we were heading all the way to the east, but no, we're just headed into this part. Alright. Oh, I didn't see him till he'd already seen me. Daedric summoning increased to 3. They can't defeat me. They can only hope to contain me. Alright, no way in there. I guess we have to enter from this side. Looks like it.
The Keyrights gallery is in here. Let's head inside.
Into the gallery foyer. Find the Keyrights gallery. Talk to Norianwe. Definitely, I've not seen this starting area before. This is new. Every time I played in the past, we always started off in hell. You know, which is kind of a downer.
Well, this is upsetting. Jeffers' bones. The surge of magicka created by the portals you came through. Must have cracked this sky shard. Without a functioning sky shard, this gate remains locked, and there's no way for us to proceed. Damn!
Is there a way to fix it?
Unless you have a set of enchanting tools and a working knowledge of meteoric empowerment theory, no, there's nothing for it. We need to find a replacement.
Where can we find a replacement, he asked.
I saw one in a vault just south of here a few days ago, but it was flanked by one of the island's more powerful golems. Normally, I'd say we should search for another option, but given the circumstances, I think we have to risk it.
All right, let's find that sky shard. Can I ask you something before we set out?
Of course. Let's not tarry too long, though.
Okay, you start out from San Francisco in a car going 60 miles an hour. At the same time, a friend of yours leaves from New York headed west at 80 miles an hour. I'll stop. What kind of golem did you see near the sky shard?
It's a monstrous sentinel called a gargoyle. I've never seen one fight, but by all accounts, they are far more powerful than the golems we faced thus far.
And sky shards?
Giant clusters of meteoric glass. They fall from Aetherius, charged with raw and very potent magicka. Mages use sky shards in all kinds of rituals and experiments.
Pardon
we
me,
Dureni use them as a power source.
Okay. So we're going back out then. All right. We just got here. Let's see. Breeches, jerkin, jack, cuirass. Really, they don't seem to have any, you know, cloth stuff, any light armor. Why is it all just medium and heavy? It's disappointing to me. But fine, you know.
All right. Do you see that vault to the south? The sky shard is there.
Sorta. There was the white tiger golem. A foul hide. I'm not sure why a golem should have any kind of hide, but like I said, mine is not to wonder why, mine is but to do and die. That one's alive. They're both alive, but if I just go straight for the door, shouldn't be a problem.
There it is, the sky shard.
Sky shards are scattered across the lands of Tamriel. For every 3 sky shards you collect, your character gains an extra skill point. Sky shard locations can be found by deciphering the hints found in the zone guide section of your maps. He's big.
Pull to the side.
No problemo. Acquire the sky shard. Well, it's just sitting here shining and hovering, and oh my goodness. I can fly!
Did you just absorb the energy of that shard?
Yeah.
Not
So?
quite what I intended, but we can work with this. Let's head back. We should hurry back to the gate. We don't have the sky shard, but we do have a spark of ethereal energy. That's the important bit.
Anything else around here? Anything I can search? I mean, it's an Elder Scrolls game. I'm supposed to go through every pot, urn, box. That was one thing in the very first beta when I was in, way back when. There were dozens and dozens of urns and pots and stuff in the starting area, and they were all empty because those were a shared resource, not a character-specific resource. So there were dozens of us, and everyone had gone through all of them, and anything of value had already been picked out. And that was the first time I knew, wow, that's something they need to fix pronto. And they did fix it. But it was funny, you know, dozens of people around it. Oh. Unexpectedly. Yeah, we all wanted to go through all of the vases and urns. Take a seat. That was the Alien Creator with a follow. You get my one and only spiel. One of these days I probably need to come up with a second spiel. Hello there. Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and almost always complete and total unfunction. You're most welcome indeed, and thank you very, very much for the follow. Thanks. And welcome. You can almost always count on me screwing things up. Is it upstairs? I think so. I'm going to repair the gate. Give me a second here. Got to loosen up. Okay, shake it out, shake it out. Let's go. Ah!
You did it. Let's speak for a moment.
Let's speak. Indeed, Norianwe. What would you like to talk to me about? The weather?
I'm afraid
Your
we've
adoration
reached
for
the
bald
really scary
men?
bit. The Daedric creature responsible for all these portals waits just beyond that gate. If you have any other preparations to make them now.
Like what? Do you have any advice on how to slay this thing?
Again, I'm just a scholar, but I'd encourage you to remember what we practiced before. Keep moving, strike true, and exploit any opening the creature gives you.
Right. I do need to come up with a name for my little spud.
is. Send it back to oblivion.
Gonna work on that.
Only I will remain.
You say that.
Wither and die.
You first.
You cannot kill what cannot die. Near
You did it. Hopefully the gallery wasn't too badly damaged.
5 gold and an
Follow
heirloom
me.
necklace. Well, sure, I'm gonna take that. I'm level 3 now. Pretty impressive, I know. I don't have any attribute points. Skill points? No, not yet. Maybe. Yes. Let's see. Crystal Shard. Mage's Fury. Oh, it gets me so angry. If the enemy falls to or below 20% health within 4 seconds, an explosion deals an additional big bunch of shock damage to them and other enemies nearby. Well, that seems pretty okay. It's 2430 magicka. This one's more. Conjure dark crystal to bombard an enemy, dealing magic damage. Your next non-ultimate ability cast within 3 seconds costs less. This one seems better, generally speaking. I don't have any skill points either. Well, that makes it easy. Soon. Then what did I get from my rewards? Oh, there we are. An attribute point, a skill point, and a fortifying meal. Well, who doesn't like a fortifying meal? Give me a little more magicka, I think. And advised abilities. So we'll go with that. All right. We'll enter the gallery. The Key Rights Gallery. You know what this makes me think of? It makes me think of the in the second or third Matrix movie, where there's the corridor with all the doors. That's what this reminds me of.
By all the stars. Look at the central column. I had no idea it was concealing something like this. Let's get a closer look.
Okay, we'll get a closer look. System problems. All we want, at least the way I look at computers, and mind you, I've been using and playing games on computers for 40 years. All we want is for them to work. Same way with my car. I don't need much out of my car. Just start when I twist the key, take me to the place, and then start up and bring me back home. Nice visual.
Now I see why we never managed to unlock the gates. Their power comes from this arcane helix. Amazing. With the helix exposed, these gates can finally reopen. Perhaps not all of them at first, but enough to reach most of Tamriel. The question for you, I suppose, is where to first? Can you believe this? Just look around. With this arcane helix exposed, the chamber is positively crackling with magic.
Actually, that's me,
The
Norianwa.
gallery has come to life, and I finally think I know why.
Why did it come to life?
Because of you. Matters in Tamriel are bleak.
Told you, it was me.
War rages in Cyrodiil.
The crackling
Hatred
energy,
princes
that's me.
inspire.
That's
Dragons
the
ride
sexual
winds
tension between
elsewhere.
her and I.
The second era needs a savior.
She finds me
I believe the gallery.
strangely
Perhaps
irresistible.
Even the adamantine tower itself chose you.
What do you think I should do next?
The Keyrights Gallery opened doors to every corner of Tamriel, places I suspect that desperately need a hero's aid. This choice is yours to make, but wherever you choose to go, I'm
Forgotten
sure
Adventurer's
adventure
Strongbox.
awaits. May the stars protect you.
A skill point, and soul magic. I'll complete the quest.
So, have you chosen where to go? What region of the world strikes your fancy? Not everyone gets to pass instantly from one side of Tamriel to another, you know. This is quite a gift.
Well, I deserve gifts. I'm kind of special that way. My destruction staff is increased to 4. That's what I call it anyway, my destruction staff. Do you plan to use one of the doors as well?
What, me? No, I've got work to do. The Citadel will want every bit of this place searched and studied. Since I did the discovering, I'll probably end up leading the effort. Adventure abroad sounds all well and good, but my place is here.
You really think fate brought me here?
Well,
Seems a bit
fate's
much.
Sort of a clumsy way to put it. No offense. Honestly, we may never know why you were chosen, but I believe there was intention here. Something, whether it be the stars, the gallery, or the tower itself, placed you here for a reason.
And Shayazel? What brought it here?
Perhaps it followed you to prevent you from reaching your, well, destiny sounds a bit too grandiose.
A little bit.
Let's just say to stop you from reaching your potential. Then again, maybe the power of this place brought you here to stop Shayazel.
I guess we'll never know.
Probably not, but what's a life without unanswered questions, right? Boring, if you ask me.
Do you think you'll ever unravel the mysteries of this place?
Ha! An elf can hope. Answering that question will probably keep me occupied for the next 100 years. Is the Helix connected to the Adamantine Tower? How does it perceive distant corners of Tamriel? I may never understand it, but I'll do my best.
Any thoughts on where I should go?
It is a bit overwhelming, isn't it? The whole of Tamriel is stretched out before you. We could start with the political considerations. 3 great alliances vie for control of Cyrodiil. Does the fate of the Pact, Covenant, or Dominion interest you?
No, I'd like to travel outside the borders of the 3 alliances.
I don't blame you. Interprovincial intrigue is
It's
the basis
boring.
of my whole profession.
It's just boring.
And even I find it tiresome after a while. I suppose that widens the map a bit.
Where else could I find adventure?
Well, as I said before, threats to Tamriel have grown like weeds practically everywhere. Would you prefer to spend time among my elven kin, the Khajiit of elsewhere, or men of the north and south?
Don't think I can go to elsewhere because I think that's a later expansion. Elven kin, elsewhere. Tell me about the men you mentioned.
Certainly. One of these gates appear to go to western Skyrim, a mythical kingdom of Nords led by King Svargrim. The other leads to Blackwood, at the southern tip of Cyrodiil. Imperial remnants rule there.
And what's the situation in Blackwood?
Our agents are investigating a handful of strange Daedric structures hidden away in the swamps near Gideon and Leowyn. I honestly couldn't tell you how they got there, but the presence of Daedric anything in Tamriel is always cause for concern.
I think I might want to visit Alliance territory, elsewhere, else. Let's see. Use quick slots. Selecting active quick slots. Well, we've got a Forgotten Adventurer's Strongbox. Soul Gem, Bow, Breeches, Inferno Staff, and Lockpicks. Used to revive players and companions or fully charge enchantments on weapons. That's the level 1. Level 1. This is a level 3. You see, and that's one of my issues with the... When they did the level scaling, I know it's very popular, but, you know, the damage numbers starting at like 1,001 to 1,037, those numbers just, they seem silly. But I'll equip it. I have an heirloom necklace, increases my maximum health by 888. You see, again, that number, if you're a new player to the game, that just seems dumb. I understand it's scaled and everything's scaled, so it makes sense in game terms, but it sounds dumb as hell. as my health goes from 21,841 to 22,902. Traveler's trousers. No, those aren't as good. That's what I'm wearing. The breeches are medium. Yeah, I'm going with the light stuff. Although this one adds stamina. I'm going with the purity of the light armor, I think. So let's see. So these are the places I can go. The ones that don't have chains up, right? Presumably. Chains. It's in my nature to poke around a bit. Oh, just the one door with chains there, and no glowy bits. And if I run upstairs and take a quick look, I assume there's really nothing to see up here. Like I said, though, it's my nature to look around. So we have 4 choices. Vardenfell, Blackrock Isle, Strosmkai, and Rat. No, Rat must be a location. Canarthy's Roost. Strosmkai, Blackrock Isle, Vardenfell. I'm not really getting any information on what those are, though. I mean, I recognize the names a little bit are familiar. Canarthy's Roost, Strosmkai, and they're showing the cities. Bleak Rock Isle. I mean, is that the old starting island that one of the 3 alliances had? I don't remember. Vardenfell. I'll see if she's got anything else.
So, have you chosen where to go?
Any thoughts?
It is a bit overwhelming, isn't it? The whole of Tamriel.
I'd like to travel
I
outside.
don't blame you.
Where else could I
Well,
find?
as I said before, threats to Tamriel have grown like weeds practically everywhere.
Up a men.
Certainly. One of these gates appear to go to Western Skyrim, a mythical kingdom of Nords led by King Svargrim. The other leads to Blackwood, at the southern tip of Cyrodiil. Imperial remnants rule there.
What's happening in Western Skyrim?
The Nords of Western Skyrim are inhospitable, to put it lightly. Even so, we've been able to glean a few things. I've read reports about increased vampiric activity in the region. Never a good sign.
But we don't actually have a description here of which of these is which, I think. So maybe if I get close, I get one. A description. Vardenfell, Bleak Rock Isle. Well, I mean, it looks civilized at least. And that looks civilized as well. We'll go with this one. Oh, there we go.
It's a fascinating island with rich Dwarven and Redguard history.
Ah, okay.
Alas, it's been largely over.
There we go. So we do actually get information.
That's Canarthy's Roost, a Khajiit.
That's what I thought. I thought it was the
Khajiit.
Khajiit.
Ties to the Aldmeri Dominion. Sea elves have been.
And then this one is probably for the 3rd of the 3 alliances.
It appears this one leads to Bleak Rock,
Right.
a frigid Nord holding north of Eastmarch. For this gate to choose.
Those are and this will be.
This portal leads to Vardenfell. Fascinating, given that the Dark Elves only recently opened it to outsiders. Our spies indicate there might be something wrong with the Dunmer's God King, Vivek. Anything capable of
this
that
is start
is a
the
threat to
Divine
everyone.
Conundrum storyline. Let's go with that. I've played in all the other starting storylines in my various times that I've played through the game, or I shouldn't say played through. That sounds like I reached end game. Played a bit or more in the game. We'll travel to Vardenfell.
It is written, my Vardenfell, my paradise.
Be wary, traveler. Pilgrims have been attacked on these roads.
At first, I assumed it was the usual house squabbles.
It attacked our camp last night, tore poor Elder's head off, right in front of me.
You must hunt it. You must kill it.
Ashlanders once respected each other, helped one another.
These nomadic heretics deny the divinity of the tribunal and have no love for
Lies
Vivek.
upon lies! Does it give them pleasure to invent reasons to bring us harm?
I'm not sure they deserve to be saved, but that's what we have to do.
I don't need you starting a blood feud.
Sometimes the great gear turns from frustration to opportunity.
Okay. Cool intro. Bits and pieces, I assume, of actual gameplay dialogue that, without context, are not especially meaningful, and that's the way I would want it. Understanding the living gods. Sedanine discovered. Alright, we're down here. Event exchange. Don't know what that is. Way shrines. Those are used to move around. That's zoomed in as much as I can.
Please, someone, we need help.
Alavesa Arathan.
There's an armiger injured on the road outside Sedanine. So much blood. They need help.
Tell me what happened.
I'm not exactly sure. The buoyant armiger was accompanying Canon Valasa on a mission for Lord Vivek, but something terrible must have happened. Canon Valasa sent me to find help. She's on the road just outside of Sedanine. Will you help them?
I'll go find Canon Valesa. That way. Get out of my way, fool. Someone needs my assistance. What is... Oh, that must be another spirit stone thingy? That's the governor's office. That didn't actually get me where I wanted to go. I want to go back there because there's one of the spirit stone thingies, I think. Well, he got back there, and he's definitely has the animation for a dude who's using one of those spirit stone thingies. Aforementioned spirit stone thingies. Oh, somebody decided to fight. This should... into the courtyard. There it is. Sky Shard. Yeah. I didn't have the name right. I feel much better. Can I talk to my little pet dude? No, I can't. Just wanted to check. The 36 Lessons, Sermon 1. Yeah, I don't think I want to start by stealing things just yet. Maybe later. Back out we go. And having successfully used the Sky Shard, we'll now see if we can't help the person who needs the helping. Oh, that's Canon Valesa. Well, who's did the person also have a quest for me? Looks like
Outlander, a word.
yes.
By order of the Deputy Governor of Sedanine, which happens to be me, the lighthouse is closed until further notice. On the other hand, I seek an outlander who's willing to...
The fact that you
do a little
seek an
work.
outlander is a bit curious. What kind of work were you talking about?
I need someone without ties to the area to look into a matter for me. It seems the lighthouse was broken into. The flame was extinguished. As a result, a ship crashed along the shore. There were fewer bodies than expected, both living and dead.
You want me to figure out who put out the flame?
I suspect slavers were involved, which means they had help here in town. I find that unacceptable. Discover who doused the lamp fire. They'll lead us to the slavers. Question Delms, who was on duty that night. He's in the lighthouse.
I'll talk to the lighthouse
I need to
guard.
check in with the overseer. His workers are searching the wreckage, and I want to know what they've uncovered.
Did you find any survivors from the crash?
By the time we were alerted and had organized a response, precious moments had been lost. We rescued a few, but mostly we found those who had drowned or were crushed on the rocks. Even so, it was nowhere near the numbers a ship like that carries.
Is there anything I should know about the ship that crashed?
It was just a typical sailing ship from the mainland. I suppose it carried the usual complement of cargo and travelers eager to reach our verdant shores. I don't believe that such a vessel would make the trip without filling its holds. Damn slavers.
Why do you suspect slavers?
Ever since our agreement with the Pact went into effect, slavery has been outlawed throughout most of Morrowind. But all we did was drive the slavers into the shadows. This whole stinking event has their bloody fingerprints all over it.
So slavery's illegal here.
Here, and in all of the territories controlled by the great houses that support the Ebonheart Pact. If you stray into Telvanni or Dres territory, though, the practice remains strong and vibrant. Hence my current troubles.
Tell me about Sedanin.
We are just a small outpost along the Bitter Coast, but I like to think of us as the gateway to Vardenfell. From here, Vivek City and the other inland locations are easily accessible. Governor O'Melian is in charge, although I contribute as necessary.
Excellent. I will get back to you on that, but first I need to check about the... I'll just ignore that and assume it's nothing. It's nothing to worry about. Canon Velasa?
Forgive me, Outlander, but I have enough to deal with. I'm just a simple tribunal priest, and the trouble at the ancestral tomb was too much for even our buoyant armiger to deal with. I have failed.
This time for sure.
And left
Good
my
luck.
colleague alone at the tomb.
What happened at the ancestral tomb?
Lord Vivek sent the three of us to seek guidance at the Andrano ancestral tomb. We were attacked when we got there, and our guard was seriously hurt. I barely got her to safety, but we failed to complete the mission Lord Vivek bestowed upon us.
Three of you. You mentioned another priest?
Canon Levoul. He remained behind after we retreated from the tomb. I know he wants to get back inside and ask Lord Vivek's questions, but there's no way he can get past the Daedra or ask the questions on his own. May the three grant him wisdom.
I can go to the tomb and help Canon Levoul.
Thomason, what's wrong? Someone help!
By the three! First a wounded armiger, now this!
By dawn and dusk, evil creeps through the shadows of my beloved Vardenfell. But an outlander arrives to aid my people, just as I have foreseen.
Talking about me? Because that doesn't seem likely.
Words. What do they mean?
What happened?
Merciful Azura, the Mother Soul spoke through you. It's a miracle.
Lord Vivek, protect me. That was Azura, the queen of the night sky. And you, she spoke directly to you, Outlander.
Well, I am pretty special.
I'm surprised the Daedric Prince would risk Lord Vivek's wrath to proclaim a prophecy. But she did say you were here to aid us.
What just happened here?
The Daedric Prince Azura possessed that woman and spoke through her. I've heard of such occurrences, of course, but to witness such an event... She said evil creeps through the land. I wonder if it has anything to do with what we saw at the tomb.
Tell me more about your mission at the tomb.
We sought guidance in a matter that concerns Lord Vivek. I received specific questions to ask while Levoul concentrated on summoning his ancestor. The Daedra ruined those plans when they fell upon Urnsey, and we were forced to flee.
Daedra?
Vile creatures from oblivion. You hear about an odd ghost or a nest of vampires, but never Daedra. Please, if they're still there, they'll rip Canon Levoul apart. He's definitely not a warrior. Just look at what they did to the buoyant armiger.
Oh, I've seen worse. What's a buoyant armiger, by the way?
The buoyant armigers comprise one of the military orders of the Tribunal.
So they don't sink?
They seek to emulate Lord Vivek's deeds through actions and words. Poor Urnsey. Those monsters went straight for her. Her blood flowed like lava from Red Mountain.
Red Mountain?
Where are you from?
Far away.
You'll learn of Red Mountain before they even taste Flynn. The mountain sits at the center of Vardenfell, periodically rumbling like a sleeping Nyx shaking its leg.
Background
Lately,
apps can always
however,
cause
it
stuff
seems
to
to be waking
swell
from its
to
long
unfortunate
slumber.
sizes. Tell me more about Azura.
Azura is the cruel but wise Daedric Prince of Dawn and Dusk. She's one of the good Daedra, for what that's worth. But for her to speak through an innocent means something terrible is about to happen. Why else would she dare Lord Vivek's wrath?
Lord Vivek and Azura don't get along?
What do they teach you where you come from?
Reading and
Lord
writing.
Vivek's a living god.
Math.
Azura is
Computer
merely
science.
the anticipation of Sothasil. Vivek stands as the present and the future, while Azura clearly represents Vardenfell's past. So no, they don't get along.
And who's Lord Vivek?
You don't know Lord Vivek, one of the living gods of the Dunmer Tribunal. You must be new to our
I
land,
must be.
Outlander. But there's no time. Canon Lev will remain behind. He needs help if he's going to get
Vivek's a
inside the
living
tomb.
god?
Yes, one of the god monarchs of Morrowind.
That sounds like a
He's
good
the warrior
gig.
poet who lives in a grand palace in Vivek City. Lord Vivek sent us on this holy mission to request information from Canon Levul's ancestor.
Right. Well, I have to go fix the things you broke. That's the Andrano Ancestral Tomb. All right. Talk to Canon Levul. What are those things? Some sort of plant, I suppose.
I can't let Lord Vivek down. Those monsters, it's too dangerous. What am I going to do?
Canon Levul.
Did Canon Valasar send you? Oh, she did, didn't she? That means she made it to Seydanin. Vivek be praised. Will you help me complete my mission? It would be sacrilege if I don't enter my family's tomb and make Lord Vivek's inquiries.
I'll help you enter the tomb and ask your questions.
As the saints declare.
Pardon the
Lord
yawn.
always
I'm not
provides.
bored.
We'll need to be cautious,
I'm not,
however.
actually.
Daedra invaded the tomb. Makes it hard to talk to one's ancestors while monsters try to eat you. I'll also need your help when we reach the summoning chamber.
What kind of help?
Take this scroll with Lord Vivek's inquiries. While I summon forth my ancestor spirit and concentrate on maintaining the connection, you must ask the questions. He insists we use the exact phrasing. We can go inside when you're ready.
I'd like to ask a few questions before we enter the tomb.
I've already lost precious time due to the buoyant armiger's wounds, but I suppose a few more moments won't make the volcano erupt or the moonlit fall from the sky or anything. What else can I tell you, my friend?
Why does Lord Vivek want you to contact your ancestor?
I'm not quite sure, and it wasn't my place to ask. When your living god gives you a task, you say, "Yes, my lord." The questions seem to involve the time before the tribunal, which I assume is why we must ask them of my long-dead ancestor.
Tell me about your ancestor.
A few of my contemporaries can boast of a luminary such as Farina Andrano occupying a prime branch upon their family tree. Lady Farina studied at the feet of Sothasil and was counted among his companions before the tribunal rose to power.
And who is Sothasil?
Who's Sothasil? It's like asking who are Vivek and Almalexia.
Yeah, well, I didn't know who they were
are
either.
The tribunal, the living gods of the Dunmer. Sothasil is the architect of time and the binder of oblivion. If you want to know more, we can talk after we've finished.
Tell me of the creatures in the tomb.
Well, I can tell you why they weren't here the last time I paid my respects. Canon Valasar thinks they're some kind of Daedra, determined to keep us from fulfilling Lord Vivek's will. Until you showed up, I wasn't sure what I was going to do.
I'm ready. Let's enter the tomb.
Before we go in there and face those monsters, I want you to know how much I appreciate your aid in this matter. Just don't lose the scroll that contains Lord Vivek's questions. Now come, let's call forth my ancestor. I'll open the tomb door.
Lead the way.
Follow me, but keep an eye out for those Daedra.
In we go. Me and my Spud. That's my pet. I need to come up with a name for him.
The creatures attacked as soon as we entered the Hall of Remembrance.
Oh, another player. Other players, okay. Gold! I'm wealthy! Sort of, you know, little, kind of. Where are we going here? I've come in. Going the wrong way. I doubt actually they'll let us through that door over there. Yep, you can't get through the door. So we fight our way all the way through. Other players here as well, so that was why I was confused. Right, this heads down. Yeah, we've got to go down.
This used to be such a peaceful place. I came here as a young acolyte to meditate.
There's a debtor. Yep. Okay, this is going the correct way. Doesn't appear to be anything in here. Just wanted to check. It's a, you know, it's an Elder Scrolls game. Got to look around for random crap to loot. I think we're headed this way. We are.
We're nearly there. Then we can summon my ancestor.
Another gold. My wealth knows no bounds. Iron gauntlets? Well, they're magic. I can probably sell them for something.
The summoning chamber. I'll call forth my ancestor, then you can ask Vivek's questions.
Okay.
Hasn't my rest been disturbed enough by those filthy Daedra? Why do you summon me, descendant?
My Lord Vivek has inquiries that only you can answer, my lady. My companion will present them with your permission.
The warrior poet? Very well. Ask Vivek's questions. Ask the warrior poet's questions, Outlander.
You've looked better. But it's nice that you lost a little weight, I see. Change your hair. Lord Vivek asks, the heart of the world, key to ascension. Should I be filled with apprehension?
Ah, Lord Vivek always had a way with words. Tell him to rest assured. The heart remains safe. I wonder why that concerns him. Ask the remaining questions, as my time here is short.
Has the enemy of old returned, so devious and bold?
An enemy of old, yes. but not the one that Vivek presumes.
Lord Vivek asks, did Sotha Sil, in his unending crusade, know our divinity would shrivel and fade?
Sotha Sil imagined multiple scenarios and contemplated endless solutions. He even experimented with his divinity, drawing energy to study before returning it. Loss will come, he foresaw, but not until the collapse of the temple. Now, back to sleep.
All right. Beauty sleep, I hope. For your sake.
I hope that's what Lord Vivek needed. Let's talk outside.
Very well, let's talk outside. I'm going to talk outside. My Daedric summoning is now up to 5.
Thank you for helping me complete my task. Now, I need to return to Vivek City. Have you been there? It's amazing. Ziggurats rising out of the water, the moonlit hanging in the sky above.
Pardon?
You should meet me there so I can introduce you to Lord Vivek.
Did you understand what your ancestor told us?
Just between us, I understood neither the questions asked nor the answers received. Not that I expected to. Some things aren't meant for mortal minds. That's another reason for you to come to Vivek City, to help me explain what my ancestors said.
I can help recount what happened here.
Excellent. I just need to make a quick stop in Seydanin to check on my original traveling companions. When you get to Vivek City, head right to the palace and I'll meet you there. I know that Lord Vivek will want to reward you for assisting me.
I'm sure he will. I'll meet you in Vivek City.
Shortly. When you get to Vivek City, head directly for Lord Vivek's palace. Once there, I'll make introductions and we can tell the warrior poet everything we've learned.
You said I could ask you more about the tribunal after we finished your missions? Your mission?
Of course. As I said, the tribunal consists of our 3 living gods, Vivek, Almalexia, and Sotha Sil. They lead us in spiritual matters and rule over Dunmere society as god monarchs of the Dark Elves. I serve Vivek, but honor the entire tribunal.
Do all Dark Elves follow the tribunal?
Unfortunately, no. The Dunmer houses bow to the tribunal, but the savage Ashlanders refuse to acknowledge their divinity. The heretics never allowed themselves to be assimilated into the great houses. Instead, they hold to primitive superstitions.
Yes, their superstitions are primitive, unlike yours, which are cultured. Okay, well, first of all, I'm going to head back. And we're going to look into who screwed up or intentionally sabotaged the lighthouse. I want to marry a lighthouse keeper. Alrighty-dighty-do. Let's see. How does one... like that? There we go. That's how you do it. Talk to Sergeant Delms. Into the Seydanin Lighthouse. Crates. Bags. Don't want to steal. Don't want to start stealing just yet, you know? Soon, but not just yet. The presence of other players in like that little instanced dungeon space is a little bit off-putting, I have to admit, to some degree here as well. Sergeant Delms?
Halt! No one's allowed up here.
Deputy Governor Salvi asked me to look into the shipwreck.
She asked you to... an outlander? Isn't
Tough
it
shit.
enough she stuck me up here to guard the flame indefinitely, but now she's looking for help outside the house guard? What else can I expect after what happened the other night?
Tell me what happened, quit your whining.
Finland sent a
Petulant
barrel
child.
of his finest ale for Watch Captain Bethes's birthday. Powerful stuff. One cup and we could barely keep our eyes open. The entire
Well, it
regiment
certainly
was
sounds like
moved
Findon
to
is the responsible party.
When I came to my senses, I saw that the fire had gone out.
So you don't know who put out the flame?
Look, once I heard the crash along the shore, it was all I could do to get moving and raise the alarm. Cherish's water loves to loiter near the lighthouse. Maybe she noticed something. If you're intent on doing your job, you should talk to her.
Ah, I'm intent on doing my job, unlike you, who slept. After one drink of beer. Jeez, what a lightweight. They are over there. Cherishes water. Well, who amongst us doesn't cherish water? I cherishes water.
Do you mind? Your dirty foot coverings are contaminating my pond.
Were you here at the night of the shipwreck? Did you see anyone near the lighthouse that night?
So direct you are. It makes my tongue wither and the answers dry up in my mouth. Go and bother someone else with your parching questions.
I don't have the intimidate skill. Yep, I need the perk before I can choose that option, so are you looking for gold to answer my questions?
Now you insult me? I'll have you know I can take care of myself. Since you mentioned it, I have noticed that my favorite pond has become somewhat stagnant. I bet if we had some Findon special blend, my throat would moisten.
Yeah,
right
so
now.
not direct bribery, only obscured bribery. Findon's special blend.
Findon collects it from a secret location where the sea meets the swamp in perfect harmony. Contains just enough salt to nourish my scales without drying them. You can buy it from him or fill a bucket yourself. Then we can talk.
Yeah, fine. I'll get you a bucket of Findon's special blend. Wow. Acquire Findon's special blend. How much gold do I have? 81 gold. I am rich. Wealthy beyond all rational measure. Okay, maybe not that wealthy. Marisa Rothrano, Findon.
I hear that the House Guard broke up a band of slavers operating on one of the nearby islands. I'm glad for that, but the slavers will probably be back in business before you know it.
Store, merchant. Findon's special blend, 27 gold. That is exactly 1/3 of my current wealth. All right.
Is that for Cherish's water?
I can sell stuff here too, can't I?
I only recently arrived.
What does that icon mean? I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to keep that. Sell those. Yeah. Don't need those. Don't need that. Don't need that. Okay, excellent. And that got me most of my gold back that I spent on the special salt water. I'll use Finden's special blend.
Ah, that feels much better.
Oh, I'm so
now,
glad.
that's the proper way to ask a question. As a matter of fact, I did notice someone near the lighthouse that night.
Who did you see near the lighthouse that night?
You keep asking the wrong question. I did not see anyone that night. I felt them. They made ripples in the water. I felt them stuck by the tree that overlooks my pond. Then they moved off towards the lighthouse. Look to the tree, moist one.
You call me moist one, but you're lying in a pond. And you never bothered to check out the tree?
I prefer my waters to remain still, calm. Crying causes ripples, and ripples lead to more dry questions.
Okay. The tree. In the hollow. Your shrouding of the light proved a great boon to our holy plans. We led the pirate ship onto the rocks and freed those unjustly imprisoned. The drugged guards slept through it all just as we ordained. Do not be concerned over the loss of life. The innocent survived and the wicked perished. Look upon your just reward included in this message and be at peace. You shall know us by this phrase. The ending of the word is Almsivi. Ask townsfolk about Almsivi. Well, I can't ask that one. I'll start with Cheris's water. We've spoken, she and I. We get along great.
Would you be so kind as to move along? You're disrupting the current.
The ending of the word is Almsivi.
Talk of gods makes my scales itch. If the living gods really cared, they wouldn't make me suffer. Now take your religious foolishness and peddle it someplace else.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we try the guy we've already spoken to in the lighthouse and see if he's got anything to tell us. He copped an attitude. Maybe he's the guilty party. Probably not, but maybe.
Move along.
The ending of the word is Almsivi.
Don't you have better things to do than quote my religion at me?
No, evidently I don't. Aren't you surly as all get out?
Not now, citizen. I'm up to my armpits in problems today.
The ending of the word is Almsivi.
Really, Outlander, it's commendable that you're trying to learn our ways, but the words of the tribunal just sound silly when you say them like that. I suggest you stick to sightseeing and leave the religion to us.
The governor's office. Governor Omelian.
An outlander. I can never seem to get enough of your kind here. You're welcome in Vardenfell, of course. Just obey the laws and refrain from causing trouble, and you'll get along just fine.
The ending of the words is Almsivi, sorry.
What? What did you say? I suggest you leave now before I set the guards upon you.
Well, he seems suspicious.
Despite all the excitement around the recent shipwreck, I'm in here, guarding the governor's office. I suppose someone might want to steal a quill or a stack of parchment, but still, my talents are clearly being wasted.
The ending of the words is Almsivi.
Word of advice. Don't mention anything about the tribunal to the governor. He's not happy with some recent rules and regulations that have come down from on high.
What do we got? Looks like we've got 3 more people to talk to. This is, what, the grocery. Pardon me? Where's your alcohol department?
You're an
Snarzika.
adventurer, aren't you? I knew it. What an exciting life you must lead. You absolutely need to tell me all about it. Are you free later?
She's hitting on
I can
me.
meet you after the shop closes for the day.
She digs me. The ending of the words is Almsivi.
That's a good one. That tribunal nonsense is almost as funny as some of the things I heard in Rothgar. Say, if you want to get together later, I know a couple of body stories that
She
I'd love
definitely
to
digs
share.
me. Understandable. My character design is particularly fetching. Back to Findon. We've spoken to him. We have a good working relationship. Oh, we'll start with Maurice. No, we'll start with Findon.
Red Mountain's bubbling and boiling like an overstuffed pot of fermented meat juice. I sure hope
Meat
it settles
juice?
down before something terrible
I'm
happens.
pretty sure we don't need to know what meat juice is. Meat juice. The ending of the words is Almsivi.
Oh, that's from the Dark Elf scriptures, isn't it? Enigmatic and beautiful. I've been trying to catch up on my reading, but I've been so busy.
Goodbye. And how about Maurice Rothrano?
Welcome to our shop. Feel free to look around.
The ending of the words is Almsivi.
Keep it down. We don't want to attract undue attention. But what happened? I thought I was supposed to go to the drop. You didn't come all this way just to give me my reward, did you?
I have your reward.
Already? Let me see. Oh, it's beautiful. I love working for the tribunal. It's so much better than trying to earn a living as a thief in Vivek City. But where's your helmet? I've never seen an ordinator out of uniform before.
An ordinator? Had you sabotaged the lighthouse?
Oh, right. We're not supposed to talk about ordinators in the tribunal in such a public place. But it feels good to be doing holy work for a change. And such a simple task, snuffing out the lighthouse flame. I mean, Almsivi is the ending of words.
And the ending of the words is Almsivi. I don't need to know how she got past the guards. She had a keg of Findon's booze brought over to them. A drugged keg, I'll note. Understanding the living gods. I will spare you my reading all of that out laboriously.
Unfortunately, the wreck of the vessel provided no additional clues. Were you able to discover anything during your investigation?
Maurice Rothrano says the tribunal hired her to extinguish the lighthouse lamp.
The young woman who works with the grocer. I doubt the tribunal would ask her to do something so reckless. Do you have any proof other than her word?
I found this note in a hollow tree along with the ruby that was her payment.
This is disturbing. This parchment feels just like the sheets that Governor O'Melian special orders from High Rock. I'm going to need you to acquire another sample from the governor's office. It's the only way to be certain.
You want me to steal paper from the governor's office?
Not the office. He keeps it in his private quarters, accessed through the guardhouse. but I'd never suggest that you sneak into his quarters and steal a blank sheet of his special parchment. That would be against the law. Do you understand me?
Wow. That would be against the law. I understand. I'll get another sheet of parchment from the governor's private quarters. Evidently, I'm going to be sneaking into the governor's private quarters and stealing a sheet of paper. Seems like that's probably what's going to happen. Ask Maurice to steal the parchment. Oh, I kind of like that. Oh, she's over here.
Ah, our special customer. Is there something I can do for you?
I can't persuade. I don't have the ability. I don't have the perk. I've got to do this bit of dirty work myself, it seems like. Okay. That's the guardhouse. Do I really want to do that? Well, it doesn't look like I've got any choice in the matter. I'm trespassing. Yes, I know. Well, there's a guard that's dead or knocked out. Dresser. Hiding spot, hide. A dirt magnet. Well, I've already been forced to kill him, so. Looking for a sheet of paper somewhere. No, don't want the manganese. Coffer? No. There we go. Read the unfinished report. Oh, that's what it... Oh. Dirt magnet. It's stolen. Let's drop that. Read the unfinished report. Ah. I appreciate your concern, Overseer. My ships made an exhaustive sweep of the coastline and Firemoth Island and found no evidence of slaver activity. The shipwreck was an unfortunate accident, nothing more. As for the other matter, I must entreat. I've gained a bounty from being witness committing crimes. It's not my fault. I was told to do it. You must pay to clear your name when you are wanted for criminal activity or wait for it to decay until the bounty is... Yes, okay.
Back again? So tell me, you didn't do anything unlawful now, did you?
Here's the parchment. Also, there was a report that Firemoth Island was free of slaver activity.
That's odd. We haven't done a search of Firemoth Island since Governor O'Melian declared that the House Guard was better used patrolling farther up the coast. And these parchment sheets definitely match. This is very disturbing.
You think the governor is working with the slavers?
What I think doesn't matter. We need evidence. But we also need to launch a rescue. Slavery is illegal in Pact territory. It's time to visit Firemoth Island. Hopefully, somewhere along the way, we'll find more proof of Governor O'Melian's ties to all of this.
Let's go to Firemoth Island. You and me. Demina Salvi. Nasty scar you got there. Cut yourself shaving?
Attack
Your
before
legs?
the soldiers have been assembled? That's not a prudent course of action. We need to muster our forces, make plans and contingencies, unlock the armory. What was that?
A light flared and illuminated the lighthouse.
That's a distress signal, and it came from Firemoth Island. No time to prepare. We have to rescue the slavers prisoners.
Call out your soldiers. I'll take the ship and head to the island.
Soldiers, to the ships. We sail for Firemoth Island.
I didn't summon a bear. Was that one of you that summoned a bear? Are we at the island? No. Boat to Firemoth Island. Yo ho, a slaver's life for me. Maybe not. At least not a singing slaver's life for me. Alright, I have to rescue 4 slaves. Search for evidence. I have rescued Talosha.
I can't believe it. Free.
Captain's note. If you can read this, make sure the rest of the crew hears and understands. There's a Morag Tong writ with my name on it. I suspect our Confederate and Satanines' feet have grown cold. Well, we'll deal with Governor O'Melian and his treachery soon enough. And if I'm wrong about the governor, if instead one of you hopes to advance your station by having me assassinated, then come and face me. The crew deserves an honorable leader, not backstabbing scum. Okay. We have rescued Kiersey. 2.
I'm free, thanks to you.
Yes, you are free, thanks to me. Noam Dare.
You arrived in the nick of time.
I did. That's because I'm kind of cool. Rayfrid. I have rescued the slavers.
I'm free.
I now have to talk to Demina Salve. Those are both bad guys, but that's a bad guy too, so. I got some jute. Hey, jute. I have leveled up. Level 4 rewards now available. Summon Unstable Familiar. Increased to rank 4. Attribute. Wow, I've got all kinds of stuff. Choose one. Homespun. Breed. Wait, I already have my pants. I have an attribute point. I'm going to go with Magicka again. And the skill point. In case would be next. But, oops. Back to skills. Let's see. Crystal shard. Encase. Call forth Daedric shards from the earth to immobilize enemies in front of you for 4 seconds. If no enemies are immobilized, restores half of the mana. Sorry, magicka. My bad. I can't unlock those yet. How about Daedric summoning? Daedric curse. Curse an enemy with destructive rune, dealing damage to the target and all other targets nearby. And storm calling. Mage's fury. Weapon, destruction staff. Force shock. Focus all the elemental enemies with your staff and blast an enemy for flame damage, frost damage, and shock damage. Okay. Wall of elements. World. Soul magic. Soul trap. Lay claim to an enemy soul, dealing magic damage over 20 seconds. I kind of like that, I think. Storm calling, Daedric summoning. I guess Daedric curse wouldn't be too terrible. And that requires a much higher level. Dark magic we can get Encase. Not that I'm thrilled with Encase. Still, more dark magic. I have to return to boat to Sadani. No, where's the oh, I guess I have to go back to talk to her. Okay. Demina?
Someone attacked the governor. This guard will live. Did you find anything important on
I found this note on the island.
The governor called upon the Morag Tong to hide his involvement, but it appears they simply brought it to light. As this note and the other evidence you uncovered clearly states, he was working with the slavers. On behalf of Sedanine, thank you.
I will complete the quest.
Deputy Governor? Sergeant, where's Governor Emelian? What happened here?
Sergeant Delms. He's dead. When I came to inform the governor, he ambushed me.
The governor seeks to escape justice. After him!
Trifling glyph of health, the homespun breeches. They've got more armor, but they don't have the enchantment on them. My destruction staff is increased to 5. My dark magic to 6. Crown fortifying meal, don't need that right now. The armor or the maximum magicka? How much magicka do I have presently? Presently I have lots of magicka. A little armor I think is probably better right now. Plus these are better looking pants. Be perfectly fair about it. They're actually, on me, they look really good. Where are we going? That's Vivek's Palace. Well, that's the other quest I've got. So I suppose...
Stop in the name of the law. What? We have to say that. It's in the regulations.
Here's my bounty, 8 gold.
The scales have been balanced.
I'm now upstanding. I am a man upstanding in my field. Sorry, it's an old joke. I'm an old joker. I'm required to use old jokes. Okay, maybe not required. Not required at all. Fine, there, I said it. Way Shrine's fast and inexpensive. Trial, Halls of Fabrication. Add-ons. Add-on end-user licensing agreement, sure. Add-ons are on. Don't think I actually have any, but that's fine. That must be another quest in that direction. But, I mean, let's head and see what Vivek has to say. I do believe that there is a Vivek who owns a National Basketball Association team. That is an alate. Who doesn't want to take a little red meat? Let's see. What are my skills again? Right, that's him. That's the soul trap. So that's my opener. Strider defeated. Grease and foul hide. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Grease. I'm pretty sure it's the word. Is that one or two of them? Hold on. I'm sorry. I pressed and it didn't work. I apologize for sneezing in your ear. Boy, I mean, we're just heading to the capital from one of their outlying cities. You wouldn't come to Vardenfell. Vivek City discovered. Balmora discovered. Alright, we got a couple of quests we can get here if we choose. But Vivek wants to talk to us. Is this, No. Portal to Belnath. Quests. I want to talk with Vivek. I mean, after all, he's a living God King. Who doesn't want to talk to the living God King? Just want to make sure we're going the right way. I feel like I might have another sneeze coming. I will again attempt to mute it. The only problem I've ever had with my Blue Yeti microphone is sometimes I press the mute button and it doesn't immediately go in the first press. Well, we're headed directly for Vivek's palace. Oh, that guy's he's gonna hurt himself jumping down those many steps. Nice visual. I like that. Vivek Ranadiv, or Ranadive, I believe, is the owner of the Sacramento King.
This is the person who helped me at the tomb, my lord.
Lord Vivek, we don't need the help of this outlander.
Oh, hush, Archcanon Tarvis. Outlanders have their usefulness, and this one intrigues me.
Hi, Vivek. How you doing?
I'll be in my office if you need me.
Wow.
Step forward, friend of Labu, and let us speak.
Hi, Vivek. How you doing?
Canon Level says you helped him in his mission. As I have written, the one who helps my ally becomes my friend. Despite the Archcanon's concerns, I greet you with sincerity and pose a simple question. Will you assist us further, Outlander?
I have a question first. Are you dyed that color? Or tattooed? Or are you made half of gold and half of blue? What kind of help do you need, Lord Vivek?
I have ordinators and armigers at my disposal. Vast armies of followers and dedicated priests. What I don't have, however, is a fresh perspective. Will you set aside your personal goals for a time and become the eyes and ears of a god?
Okay. Eyes and ears, yes. Other body parts, we'll have to negotiate. Of course, Lord Vivek. I can provide a fresh perspective.
Good. I need assistance to investigate a strange phenomenon that the ancestor confirmed may indeed be a problem. We'll start with a simple divination ritual. Archcanon Tarvis can tell you what we need to delve into this mystery.
When I first arrived, I saw a vision of Azura.
The Daedric Prince. I suppose the same events that concern me might interest Azura, though she could just as easily be the source of these troubles. Red Mountain, strange Daedra, and then there's... well, we'll talk more about that when you return.
Was what the ancestor said helpful?
Levul's ancestor assured me that a source of power remains safe. As for the rest, let the guess ripen in the mind, and only speak when the fruit grows certain.
Wow.
I require more
that sounds like a
information on these matters,
bad proverb.
Hence the need for the divination ritual.
I don't think Archcanon Tarvis wants my help.
The situation that troubles me has taken a toll on my Archcanon, but he's a faithful servant. Tarvis will do as I say, and I say we need your assistance. Find the Archcanon in his office, and he'll tell you how to proceed.
Sure. It's quite the fashion statement you've got going there, your godness. And I think this is a good place for me to call it an evening. I'll return back at this very spot in the game, but also this very spot on Earth, for me anyway. Tomorrow night at my usual time of 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, for more of this playthrough from the free-to-play that I got from Epic Game Store, I think on Thursday. And if I'm correct that it was Thursday, no, maybe it was a week ago Thursday. Might have been a week ago Thursday. I'm not sure. Anyway, you might want to check and see if it's still available if you don't have it. But I'll be back at it again tomorrow. So far, having some fun. I think that's going to do it for this evening. I hope the rest of your Tuesday evening goes great. I hope the rest of your week goes well. I'm back tomorrow. Hopefully you'll see me soon. Have a great night tonight. Take care. And ciao for now. Good night, guys.